Hey guys, it's DreadbaneSC, joined as always by SephyreSC. Now we've got a match here between Trozz as the purple Protoss and Kiante as the red Terran. Now this is on Steps of War, of course. Now, Seth, give us a breakdown.
Yeah, this is another game that's been sent to us off Team Liquid IRC. It's Kiante sending us, Bruce sending us this one of Kiante versus Trozz. Don't know too much about Trozz, but I do know that Kiante is a high-level player. He actually, to give you an interesting insight into how placement is all over the place right now, Kiante placed in gold through his placement matches and just had to play his way all the way up to diamond, so he is up to diamond right now. So be kind of an interesting match to have a look at. Here looks like a pretty standard opening, looking like a 10 supplier going for a wall-in for Kiante, while Trozz has gone for looks like a 9 pylon, but no scouting probe from Trozz, which is a bit bizarre. Anyway, should be interesting. See what happens.
Now, this of course is the very, very famous rush map of the beta at the moment. You know, most games do finish in a quick rush. I for one hope that we don't see the early rush, because I'd like to see more of a game today. I mean, we do have no Zerg on the field, so that is a bit of a bonus, but that of course doesn't mean anything, because you can rush with anybody. But I would hope there's, you know, maybe a bit of an extra couple units, maybe over gateway, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, kind of a unique option there from Trozz, as opposed to sending his pylon building probe straight out to get that early scouting information from Kiante. He's opted to send it back to mining and has then sent out his like 12th or 13th probe to do the scouting. So not quite sure why he's done that, but he is getting more minerals from that, so it's an interesting build. He's gone for one gate and a fast assimilator here, so probably going to see a cycle going down as we do right there, followed by another pylon. So we're not going to see that 2-gate build, which is becoming really, really common right now, and putting that early pressure on. But this play from Kiante, we aren't seeing that fast expand that he's kind of making his trademark in most games. So, and he hasn't finished off his wall, so he doesn't seem too concerned. He's scouting quite well here. He's noticed that there is not a second gate and it's a second cycle, which is probably why he hasn't finished his wall quite yet. We'll probably see him close it off very, very shortly. Not sure what to expect right here. Both players just scouting each other out, just trying to get a feel for what's going down. And there's the second gateway, so we may see a ground-based build coming from Trozz. Both players are probably going to be looking to deny these scouting workers very, very shortly.
Now, Kiante did get his expansion up, so meanwhile this is all happening, Trozz's probe is just hanging out in the base, getting as much scouting as he can. He'll probably see this expansion on his way out. If this probe doesn't get knocked out, he might actually get blocked in by these Marines, so he might not actually get the scouting information he will need. Now, whereas the Protoss player is probably going to push out with these, you know, early Zealots and Stalkers maybe, Kiante, of course, going for the early expansion, so he might be caught out a bit out, but you know, if he can hold off that initial push, he'll have the extra economic advantage, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, Kiante actually made a liar out of me. He did, after all, go for that reasonably fast expansion. Not quite as fast as some of the expansions we've seen from Kiante, but no, and he's moving out to throw down the 2 bunkers to defend here, so he's expecting some kind of 2-gate timing attack from Trozz, and I'm not sure whether Trozz is going to commit to this 2-gate push once he sees what's going on, or whether he's going to tech into something else. He is positioning this pylon up here a little bit out of the way, so he might be thinking about trying to hide some tech from a scan. He's moving out here with a Zealot and a Sentry. Don't think they're going to get too far. I think these bunkers are going to be completed as they are, and we'll see these Marines hop in. He might try a walk by, but I imagine once he realizes that he's walking into a bunkered up position that he's just going to get the hell out of there. Yeah, as he does, he walks off. He might lose the Zealot. No, the Zealot just makes it away with 22 hit points. He's probably bleeding internally, but his shields will make him alright. And he's, you know, rallying his ground units, just basic gateway units across here. He's got another Zealot on the way, so not quite sure why he's sticking with Zealots when he's seen the double bunker there. He'd probably be better off getting some Stalkers, but you know, Kiante's position is quite strong at this point. He's got his expansion up, he's got his double bunker protecting it, and for Terran to be 2-basing this early and not be too worried about some kind of push is very, very strong. Trozz is reacting though by throwing down an expansion of his own and still building up this decent force and switching to warp gates, so not sure what he's going to use. Oh, actually, didn't see the Phoenixes are going to be on the way, so going to be some Phoenix harassment on a Terran, which would be interesting.
Oh, I love the Phoenixes. Now, I've seen a fair bit of Phoenix harassers when you just have a whole bunch of them and you can just start picking units up. Not really against Terran, though, because they do have those Marines that can make very quick work of the very low armor that these Phoenixes have. He might be able to, pull something crazy off here. It's going straight into the other base. It's going straight there. So we'll see how it goes. I actually quite like Kiante's position in this whole thing. But we'll see what this Phoenix can do. It's kind of going around, kind of just hanging out. He's kind of checking out what's really going on. Not really too interested in fighting anything at the moment. Probably wise, to be honest, just by himself, just to see what's going on in Kiante's base, to see the armory, can see some other stuff. Yeah, it's just more of a scouting at the moment. While that was going on, there was a bit of a melee in the middle there, whereas the Protoss players just completely wiped out that whole section, whatever was going on there. The Marines bunkering up here, so completely fortified. Love to see a siege tank, but he's rather going with Thors at the moment when he gets unsupply box. So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what Quaz was looking for there. He's basically sent his Phoenixes out on a massive scouting mission. He's stocking up their mana there, so he's going to be able to get a few gravitons off. This is more something I see a lot against Zerg, but at any map where you can see Phoenixes this early, it's going to be really interesting. He's definitely committing to it. He's got 3 Phoenixes on the field right now and another one on the way, just supply cap there, so we're going to see an interesting fight. The bunker's kicking in and the Guardian Shield's going down. The Phoenix is looking to do nothing right now. They're probably going to lift up some Marines, I assume. Yeah, there is the lift up. Zealots being melted by these bunkers and SCVs looking to repair. Another bunker just finishing. So these Marines are probably going to look to hop from one bunker to the other unless it goes down, but the bunker's looking like it's going to survive, and these Stalkers are forced to retreat. 1 Phoenix going down to 2 Phoenixes. So these Phoenixes not really proving their worth so far. I mean, he could think about moving them to the natural expansion, lifting up some SCVs, but, he's still committing to this Phoenix build, so he's obviously committed to bringing the pain from the Phoenixes, but I just don't see how Trozz is going to break this really strong position, especially with 3 bunkers now and a Thor and a Raven. So, really strong position from Trozz, who's getting really strong position from Kiante. I'm not quite sure what Trozz's answer is going to be.
Doesn't really care much for the bunkers though. He just completely blew those up. I was just going to say that he had quite a nice wall that the Protoss player would just be bashing into, but doesn't really care about that. He'd rather have his Marines back with the Thor and the Banshee overhead. He's got the Medivacs. He's going to get intercepted here by these, these Phoenixes that are just kind of hanging out. Really don't really care about picking up any of these Marines. Kind of weird. They're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, that's like everyone's friends. The Phoenixes are just hanging out while the Thors bang down on these rocks. Not quite sure why Kiante wasn't engaging those, and I'm not quite sure what Trozz was looking to pick up. It's like both of them were like, hey, just having a little peace agreement there. But now the Phoenixes are looking to harass something, and, Kiante's moving out after destroying those rocks, so I'm not quite sure what these Phoenixes think they're going to do, but, they're going to get taken out by this missile turret, but it's not really done much with them at all, and now the Thors are going to work on these Phoenixes when they can see them. So I kind of think that Trozz is playing like he's up against a Zerg player looking for these Overlords, except he's playing a Terran. So Kiante's moving out now, and there isn't too much of an answer from Trozz. The range on these Thors means that the Stalker's going to have really hard problem closing, and these Zealots are not really going to be able to do too much. That one Thor getting caught out of position and the point defense going down, but these Thors are looking in good shape. Now we see the Phoenixes coming into play, taking out the Medivacs and looking to take out the Raven, but there's only 1 Stalker left.